Good morning. Good morning,
Good
Richard.
morning. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Richard. Wow, how are things in your area?
Uh, they're getting better. They're good. They're getting better. Think like I said, things are open now. Um, so
Cheers.
cheers. The cases have gone dramatically down.
Yeah.
Cheers.
How are you doing, Richard?
I'm doing well.
Well, well, good. That's awesome, Richard. Thanks for being my guest today. I'm going to click over to comments and cool things like that. So yeah, um, it's a gorgeous day outside, Richard. I'm looking forward to going to Wake Forest today. I, I came up to Raleigh to do some, and so I got to take some cool things down to over to Wake Forest, and it's just going to be amazing, Richard. And I'm looking forward to driving with the top back. I don't have to drive the truck up to Wake Forest today, so I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give it a couple minutes, Richard. Then we'll start some introductions and I'll introduce you. Hey, there's Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. How are you?
Hey, Lisa.
Thanks for joining. Cheers, Elisa.
I don't
Cheers.
think I've ever met Lisa. I don't think I've ever met her before.
Yeah, there you
Hi.
go. Cheers, Lisa.
Cheers.
Wonderful. Yeah, Lisa lives in paradise, Richard. Oh my stars, she lives in paradise. So one morning we were chatting on the live YouTube, and she says where she lives, and I did a quick internet search. Richard, she lives in paradise. It's just as beautiful as it can be. Water, palm trees. It's probably. What's your average temperature, Lisa? Would you say maybe 85? Yeah.
That's a tad hot. That's a tad hot for me.
Oh my gosh. Well, you can have all that snow and ice and 32 degrees that you
No,
like.
I don't want. I don't want that. I don't want. No, I don't want that either. But I don't want 82, 85 a tad.
Yeah.
Alan
Good morning, Alan. Cheers. Cheers, Alan.
C. Records is here. Hey, buddy.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about your dining experience, Alan. I can't wait to hear about that. Alan, how was your dining experience yesterday? What did it say? I think that Lisa was saying that it's hard to say what the average temperature is, but I think when I go to like a website for North Carolina, it says that my average temperature is 72 degrees. And I really wish it was 72 degrees year round. But when you start averaging,
72 would be perfect for me. That
yeah,
would
that's
be
San Diego
great.
weather. But when you start averaging like 90 versus, anyway. Hey, good morning, Patrick. Patrick's got the coolest hat, Richard. Cheers, Patrick.
Cheers, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick, I think I found you on Facebook. Patrick, do you know a little bit about wine? I got a lot of customers that drink wine. Sometimes they
Yeah,
whine.
I'm always looking for my viewers and people I watch on Facebook. So sometimes I have a hard time finding them.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about social networking is that, yeah. Cheers back to Patrick. Thank
Yeah.
you. So, yeah. So, thanks for joining me today, Richard, for Coffee and Vinyl. Let's hear what Alan has to say about. Cheers. Got my coffee. Very good on the water's edge. Cool breeze and great food.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah. So, Alan had he had dinner or lunch. He had a meal out, and so he was telling us about that was going to be happening yesterday. So, woohoo! Sounds like it was a good experience. So, Richard, did you grab some vinyl?
I have some here.
Cheers, Richard.
Yeah, I have some here.
Well, cool. Lisa
Cool.
says the only thing I know about wine is the senior citizens at Walmart fill the carts with it. Well, hey, I'm sure they have an authority there on wine. Do they have their own little wine section with a wine expert? I don't know the proper terms, but yeah, that's cool. Well, Richard, why don't you show us the first record and we can start talking about it?
Okay.
Yeah, it was her son's birthday, Alan. Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to your son. All right, Richard, show us your first one.
Well, the records I have are pretty much all dedicated to one artist. I have one in here that's not not by this artist, but the majority of it is by one artist. And for those of you that know me, like Alan, I'm pretty sure you probably know who it is.
I'll say good morning to Hot Mess Thrifter. Good morning, Hot Mess Thrifter. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Cheers, Hot Mess. All right, Richard, you ready to show us your first one?
So my first one is Paul McCartney's 1985 album.
Everybody turn their head sideways. Everybody turn their head sideways.
What?
I said everybody turn their head sideways so we can look at it.
No, it's a like that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There we go. 1986 album, Press to Play. This is regarded as one of Paul McCartney's worst albums, but I disagree with that. I think it's not one of his best works, but I think it's a good to decent album, and I enjoy it. I love the cover. I love the cover of this. Some people don't like the cover. They don't think it has anything to do with the album, but I just love the cover of him and Linda. I think Paul looks so cool on this cover.
A wonderful cover too, Richard. And who cares what people think? As long as you like it, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So focus on the cool things. Focus on the things you enjoy. Yeah. Good morning, Mike. Cheers.
Good morning.
Yeah. Patrick says, next time I go east, your shop's the first stop. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah.
Next time you go stop, it's in front of your shop.
Yeah, my mother said next time I go, Adam, any word at the put. Oh, she was talking about the butcher cover.
Yeah. What did your mother say?
No, my mother said next time I go south, you're gonna be one of the stops on our trip.
Wonderful. I hope you guys are gonna stay over a few days in Raleigh because you truly will love it. And
that's the plan.
That's the plan.
That'll be cool. Everybody, I'm gonna put Richard to work.
You're gonna put me to work?
Any worth at a Fillmore East?
You'll spend your whole pay.
My mother said, "No, don't put me to work because I'll spend my whole pay."
Lisa asked, "Any worth at Fillmore East on Butch Trucks?" I'm thinking the Allman Brothers live at Fillmore East. Yeah. Well, first of all, that record is just incredibly desirable by so many people, and the fact that Butch signed it has a little bit of value. But I'm not an autograph dealer, so typically I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Typically, if there's a record that comes in that's autographed, sure you may have been there, but you have a photograph of and so I usually just add $10 to it just for fun. You were saying, Richard?
No, I was just gonna say I'm big on autographs.
Oh, there you go. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers, Hot Mess. Yeah, as far as values and things like that, Richard, I just don't know. Morning, Amy.
I know a lot. I wouldn't say I know all of it, but I know like what a lot of stuff with their autograph goes for, but I'm not good at authenticating it, except there are a few signatures that I know.
I love all music. That's awesome. Yeah, it's I think Lisa said it was signed. Yeah, signed. Yeah, yeah, I got it, Lisa. We're cool that way. Let's see. Richard's second stop will be here. Oh, there you go. How about that? You got your own invitation there, Richard.
Yeah.
Yes, my husband did work at his house. Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much a Butch Trucks autograph would actually add to the value, but it's definitely really cool that he has his autograph.
Now I'm not as familiar with. I wonder if El Camino's here. Calling Dr. Bombay. Calling El Dorado. El Camino. Getting on my. Yeah. Did your husband take some photographs of the work that he did in his house? That would be really cool to see. I guess Richard sets his alarm to get up so early. Alan, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think Richard's going to start getting up at 5 o'clock every day, just like I do, and go to bed.
No, Alan, no.
Because he's loving coffee and vinyl so much, he wants to be here every day. Cheers, everybody.
No.
Amy is the name with a YouTube tag. There you go.
No, for some reason I'm just up early today, so.
Not to beat a dead horse. Oh, reach out to me, Mike. I did send it Thursday or Friday. So, but hey, just send me a text a little later, or call me or something. He doesn't seem to be tired. I think 5 o'clock is working for him, Alan. All we can do is encourage.
That's because I'm drinking this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hasn't kicked in yet, so.
I think your mother said it's decaf in there anyway.
No, it's not.
He did pass away in 2017. Yeah.
Who?
Butch Trucks.
Oh, okay.
Show the cheers. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers, Mike. Oh my, Amy, there were so many tribute bands for the Pink Floyd. And
there are Floyd tribute bands.
There's Brett Floyd, there's Ozzy Floyd, Aussie, as in Australia. Yeah. But yeah, there's so many. There's one around here that's just a local Pittsburgh band. They call themselves Pit Floyd. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, Lisa. So Lisa, my Wake Forest location at one time was a dance studio. So I have a room it's got a raised floor, and then it's got mirrors on the left and on the right. No, just on one side. And so I put posters over them just so I don't see my ugly face every time I walk in there. Yeah. Lots of funny lines from that, Norm. I don't know if that's a Cheers or Jerry Seinfeld reference. Is Pit Floyd rabid? Oh, like L something or another. Maybe it's a Mexican Pink Floyd, Pink Floyd. I don't know. Richard, you ready to show us another record?
Sure.
Okay.
I have to get up every time I show a record because I should have put these.
Richard? Here, what do you need?
I should have put these on the table or something.
Yeah, you should have. What do you need?
Hand me one of my records there. Here, my mother's putting them.
But I gotta leave. Which one do you want?
This one's good.
Richard, you have a wonderful assistant. I want to get me an assistant.
Okay, this is 1983 album. Pipes of Peace. This is a promotional copy for promotional uses only. Another one that's really not a favorite for Paul McCartney fans. This is another one that's considered one of his worst efforts. But completely disagree. Again, I think there's some great songs on here. There's 2 tracks with Michael Jackson on here. Say, and The Man. You've got the title track, Pipes of Peace. The Other Me is a song I really enjoy. Most people beat it up because of the lyric "Dustbin Lid," but they don't really understand what that means. Dustbin Lid is like British slang for like a child, so he was using British slang. Most people just think it's like lazy lyric and he was being lazy, but they don't really understand what it means. So that's my second record.
Oh, that's cool, Richard. So here at Coffee and Vinyl, it's all about what you like. It's not about what other people don't like. We just focus on what we like, what you like, and we talk about that. And who cares what other people don't like? It's all about your ears and what you listen and how it makes you feel. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there you go. Feel free to share all the cool things you like, and let's
Yeah.
talk about what you like rather than what people don't like. So Mike says it's from Cheers. One of the great lines I heard was, "Hi, Norm. How's life treating you?" And Norm said, "There's a dog eat dog world, and I'm wearing milk bone underwear." Oh wow, yeah. I haven't seen much of Cheers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, that's one of my favorite shows.
I see you are doing another LP auction. Yeah, it's going to be a buy it now. I'll be in Wake Forest this afternoon, Richard. I'll be in Wake Forest this afternoon, Alan. So I'm going to do that. If you're free, tune in. Yeah. Time in New England. Yeah. Cheers, Richard.
Cheers.
I tell you, Richard, by the time you drink this coffee, go through the day, at 9 o'clock, you'll be like, I think I better start getting ready for bed. And then you'll be up at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then you'll be like, it's going to be a wonderful habit for you, Richard.
No, I'll get a second wind around 10, 11 o'clock, and I'll be up.
No, you'll be like, I got to go to sleep.
Especially if I drink this coffee and I have another cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, what is it about Paul McCartney that connects with you so much that you might even consider him to be your favorite music artist?
Well, he is my favorite. There's no considering. He is my favorite music artist. I don't know. I've just always had special connection. Probably with he's the first person I ever heard musically. And I heard him before I heard the Beatles, so I think that's why I like him. His solo career.
And do you remember where you heard it?
Well, I used to live with my grandmother. Me and my mother used to live with my grandmother, and my uncle also lived there. So my uncle and my mother and myself lived with my grandmother and my grandfather. And there was like a back room in the back that he stayed in, and he had a stereo system, but he only had a few albums, so he would just play the same thing just play the albums over and over again. And one of the albums he had was Wings' Greatest Hits, so he would just play that over and over and over again.
That's a good record.
So I heard the songs over and over again, and that's how I discovered Paul.
Oh, that's probably cool.
Tell them how you discovered the Beatles.
And later on, I forget where we were going, but me and my mother were in the car one time. We were driving down the road, and the song "Twist and Shout" came on, and I was like, I was. You gotta remember, I was a little kid. I was a little kid at the time, so I heard this song, and I was like, who is this band? Who is this? I really like this this group or artist or whatever. And my mother said, Richard, that's Paul McCartney. That's the Beatles. That's Paul McCartney. He was in the Beatles before he was ever did Wings or any of that. And I'm a little kid, so I'm like, I are like arguing, and I'm like, no, that's not Paul McCartney. That's not Paul. That's not Paul McCartney. And she's like, yes, it is. That's the Beatles. That's who he was. how he became Paul McCartney.
Oh wow. Well, there you go. So it looks like Mike says he used to live close to you.
I used to live in your neck of the woods, Easton.
I'm sorry. There you go. There you go, Richard. There you go. I'm sorry, Richard. Took it away too soon. I used to live about 2 hours.
Okay, you used to live in Easton, Ohio. I think I know. I think I've heard of that.
Tell me when you met Paul, you were the only person that ever said you liked the Wings better than the Beatles.
Oh yeah, when I met Paul McCartney, I told him that he just assumed I was a Beatles fan. He said, "Well, you're a Beatles fan, right? You like the Beatles?" And I said, "Yeah, I like the Beatles, but I prefer your music and your solo career." And he said, "Wow, you're the first person that ever told me that in my life."
Oh, that's so cool. So there's a question for you here, Richard.
Richard, do you know and appreciate other artists besides Paul McCartney? Well, come on, of course. I mean, I talk mostly about Paul McCartney on my channel, but I mean, of course, there's other artists I love so many different styles and genres of music. There's too many to even talk about here. I mean, I love so many artists. So if I started talking about all the artists I love, that would take up Adam's whole, the whole thing, the whole coffee and vine here. But oh yeah, Led Zeppelin, The Who. I mean, and then there's so many different styles. So I talk about the rock artists I like. Do I talk about the other? I mean, there's just so much.
Cat Stevens.
Yes, Cat Stevens. My mother's here. I like Cat Stevens. My mother's Cat Stevens. Yeah.
Wow.
Bye, Anna.
Bye.
My mother said bye.
Wow. Sorry, Richard. You ready for
What did Mike say here?
Listen to your mother.
Can be a good parent.
They're few and far between these days.
Yeah.
All right, Richard. You ready for another one?
And I did grab. I'll show one that is in the McCartney record this time. I did grab a few records.
Okay. That's totally okay. Choose what you like.
Okay. I'm sorry, my mother's just getting ready for church, so we're talking back and forth in between. So I hope that's not like distracting or anything.
No problem.
But this is actually one that I bought from you. This is
I remember that record.
Sealed copy. Here you go. Squirrel Boy was asking about other artists that I love. Karen Carpenter is one of my idols. I am a singer. I take vocal lessons, and I am a singer and a performer. I have my own band, and she is one of my heroes as a vocalist. I consider her one of the best female singers who ever lived. So this is a copy of their night. Was it 72 or 73? Their album, A Song for You, and it is sealed.
Oh,
factory sealed. And I'm
never been open.
Yeah, and I'm just so proud to have this record.
Very cool.
Like I said, she's one of my idols.
Yeah, there you go. Good morning, the Junkin Data girl. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cha-cha, if I'm not mistaken. Cha-cha. Cheers, cha-cha. Yeah, and please feel free to chime in with some of your records. We're talking vinyl. I'm wearing my Simpsons and Sopranos t-shirt. I've seen that before. It's very dark. I have my Christian meeting by Zoom a little later today. So we'll get going. We'll have fun with Zoom and cool things like that. Yeah, so Carpenter is cool. Her voice is very magical. she has such a way of capturing that warmth at a lower pitch,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
that's oh sorry. I'm sorry.
there's also she had a way of singing songs that were so happy and bubbly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just my take.
Yeah, that's what I say. Some people I always say I think she's like the best. I mean, it's just my opinion, of course. But I always say I think she's the best female singer who ever lived. And some people argue with me and say that I don't really know what I'm talking about. Although I do take vocal lessons, so I think I know a little bit. Um, but I mean, yeah, people say she's not. She has, but she's not really the greatest singer. But I mean, I'm not talking as in terms of like the range or anything. As far as like her pitch and her tone, I mean, I think she's the best.
And the cool thing is, you enjoy listening to her.
Yeah.
That's the important part. Uh-oh. Here we go. Here's one for you, Richard.
Do you like ELO, Richard? I just did 2-part video on them. I know I'm in the minority here, Alan. I do not like ELO. I just never. I mean, do you ever have certain artists like where you know they're really talented, they're like uber talented, really super talented, but you just like can't. They're not your cup of tea, and you just can't get into
Oh
them.
yeah, I can easily recognize talent and good songs, but I just don't care to listen to it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That doesn't mean anything negative about the band. It's
No,
just
no. There's a couple bands like that I just like know, and I recognize that they're super talented artists, but I just can't. Their music isn't my thing. So ELO is one of those bands. I mean, oh, sorry.
No, go right ahead.
I was just gonna say I have massive respect for Jeff Lynne, and I love him with the Traveling Wilburys and some of the other artists that he's worked with. I love his work with them, but as far as ELO, just not my cup of tea.
Some people enjoy Eggplant, some people don't.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about ELO is that, I mean, Alan went to a private record sale and he picked up some really cool ELO records. You guys can go back and watch one of the Coffee and Vinyl episodes where he was with me, and he showcased some of those. And the cool thing about ELO, Richard, well, one thing about ELO that perhaps some people who enjoy the Beatles like is they hear a lot of influence of the Beatles in the ELO songs. And so some people,
they're definitely Beatle influence, but for some reason it's just, I don't know. I mean, there's several bands there. I mean, like another band like that is Yes. I mean, I know Yes is super talented, but I just can't. They're not my style. Emerson, Lake, and Palmer, 3 very talented musicians, but
some people dig that. They really do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl Palmer is one of the best drummers of all time, but I just never got into them.
You know, we all have different tastes, Alan, and the cool thing is there's so much stuff that we can absorb and listen to and enjoy. But there you go. But I think it's also important to discover new things. And ELO has a record called Discovery. I grew up listening to them in my teenage years. Was that ELO or ELP or Yes? Who did you listen to growing up in your teenage years? Working at that wonderful restaurant. Yeah.
How come you're not showing any records today, Adam?
It's all about you, Richard. I can show records when I don't have a guest, but it's all about you today, and which is great because I get to sit back and say, "Oh, yeah." You have another record ready?
Yeah, this is what my mother grabbed for me. This is another one that is not McCartney. This is another one of my favorite albums.
I love that record.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Another. I think this may have been another album that my uncle had when I was young, and what can I say? I just love these guys. Massively talented. Massively talented man. This is one of my all-time favorite records.
Oh wow, that is a good record. Hey Richard, can kind of hold it at an angle so we can see it without the glare on it? Now it's sideways. Yeah. So if you could just tilt it away from the light. Not side. Now it's sideways. Okay, that's a little better.
I could have just held it up to the.
Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, so very cool. Yeah, I like Blood, Sweat, and Tears also.
Yeah.
Lots of different records. Their sound has changed a little bit. So Alan was saying that he grew up listening to ELO. Very cool. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard Out of the Blue all the way through, both sides, start to finish. I was like, wow. And I heard that, Alan, before I heard The Dark Side of the Moon all the way through. And then when I heard The Dark Side of the Moon all the way through, I was like, wow.
Well, that's one of my all-time favorite records, Dark Side of the Moon.
The Dark Side of the Moon, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. Spinning
Wheels, man.
Yeah, and so
Spinning Wheels, fantastic.
Well, since you brought up Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Richard, I have to ask you, what's your thoughts on Chicago?
That's another band that I have massive respect for. I think they're super talented, but for some reason I never gotten into them either. It's weird. It's weird that I like Blood, Sweat, and Tears and I don't like Chicago because they're kind of, I mean, they're not exactly the same type of thing, but they have a lot of the same style in them. But
yeah, that's true. Well, so I could think of a handful of bands, and there's probably way more than what I think about. A double, wow, that's right. I think of Earth, Wind, and Fire as like being the powerful horns. And Chicago, their early stuff had powerful horns also, and then there's Tower of Power. I'm sure other people could chime in too, but there was a lot of wonderful rock and roll groups that had a duo, a trio, a quartet, a quintet of horns, and they were just playing rock and roll music. And you watch old videos, live footage, and the band's playing. Then over here to the side, there's a group of horns. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I just think that it's so amazing. Hey, anybody can chime in with some other groups that were, had that powerful horns in their sound. I just think it's amazing. And would Earth, Wind, and Fire, would they be the leading? Would they be the pinnacle of the powerful horn bands, rock bands? I don't know. I mean,
they're definitely up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just think that's really interesting. That might be a good subject to research, Richard, and maybe even do a video, maybe for me, if I have some for sale, of stuff like that. But yeah, I like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny. Oh, sorry. I keep interrupting though. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's funny with Blood, Sweat, and Tears because I never know what category of music to put them into. I mean, they're not really rock. They're not rock, but they're not pop, but they're not. I mean, they have so many different increments of different styles in them. So I never know what category you think they would fall into.
Yeah. Oh. Alan was in chorus, and in sixth grade they sang "Spinning Wheel." Oh, but that's so fun, Alan. Oh, wow.
So Adam, sorry. So Adam, so I was asking you, what category do you think you would put Blood, Sweat, and Tears under? Because, like I said, I can never. That they have so many different styles and they have so many different increments of.
So that's like a two-part question. The first part would be here at Record Crate, I have to put records out for sale, and so I used to be known for my organization, but COVID-19 later, the shop's a mess, and so I try to work on reorganizing everything. And the main reason is because records that's been on YouTube for sale, records that haven't been on YouTube for sale, so that that I have an opportunity to go through so many different records, and every time I do a YouTube sell, it's different records. So with that said, I have a category called rock and pop, which would include folk and new wave and metal and psych and prog and stuff like that. So it definitely would go in the rock and pop section. Now, I did mention something like powerful horns. I don't even know if that's a true category, but it's a way to identify groups like Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago and all sorts of things like that. So yeah, that's really tough. Alan said that he would put them in jazz rock. I could
Jazz rock. That is good because they definitely have their, like I said, I don't really consider them rock, and they definitely have jazz in their music. So jazz rock would be a good would be good. I never even knew there was a jazz rock was like a I never even knew that was like a style or a genre. So
yeah, absolutely. So Richard, I'm going to share my screen in just a second because I snuck over to Wikipedia, which is my friend, and I'm going to see. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I use that a lot here at Record Crate to help me identify such things. So let's take a look. It says, Blood, Sweat, and Tears is a Canadian-American jazz rock music. Wow. Group. Wow. Yeah. Just so much things. They originally formed in '67 in New York City. How about that?
okay, so they are jazz rock. That's a good yeah, that is a good interpretation of them.
And some people can identify with Blood, Sweat, and Tear a little better when Al Cooper was around. I've always loved this record cover here. It might be kind of hard to see, but it's kind of like a mannequin, but the mannequins are the same as the full size. It's just kind of a little bit, but it's a little interesting to see that. And then there's just so many. This is a good record right
David
here.
Clayton Thomas. Oh,
this is a good record right here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's a great record.
Yeah. And so that's an interesting. Oh, wait a minute. They're on the soundtrack to Al and the Pussycat? Never noticed it. Well, darn. Now I'm going to have to pull this record and listen to it. Well, nothing against Barbra Streisand. I think she's very talented. Sold lots of records, did lots of wonderful acting, incredible voice. I just don't play Barbra Streisand on a regular basis. However, with that said, pardon me, I can go and see if I can find the Owl and the Pussycat and give it a listen and see how it is. Maybe Blood, Sweat, and Tears plays and she sings. That would be wonderful. And so anyway, lots of interesting things to read. Wikipedia is my friend. That is for sure. Whoa. Did Jocko play with? Huh? All my stars. Okay, I have to come back to this later. I'm getting lost on the Wikipedia page. I'm going to stop sharing this. There we go. Yeah. Alan made that up. That's a good call, though, Alan. Good thing. Yeah, I call that the ventriloquist cover. Yeah. Yeah, it's you look at it and you're like, oh, that's cool. Then you're like, oh my stars, that looks disturbing. But anyway, it's really cool. It forms a connection. So Earth, Wind, and Fire, good record, Richard.
Yep.
It's good to find that record with a shrink on it too.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody.
I just got a few records with the well, I got one sealed and one's in the shrink. I grabbed them too.
Okay, cool. Mike's video just rendered 41 Odd Things About Me. That might be kind of fun to watch. We'll have to see how it is. Oh, okay. All right. All right, Richard, your turn. Showtime.
All right.
All right.
What do you really have to say? You just show this album cover, and I mean, I love Prince is one of my heroes. Unfortunately, I started to get into Prince after he passed away. I kind of feel bad about that. And it's the same thing with Michael Jackson too. I kind of got into Michael after he passed away. I feel bad that I didn't really listen to them when they were alive. But like I said, I've become a huge Prince fan. And my friend actually gave me this record. He's a huge Prince fan. And I really didn't want to take it. I felt bad about taking it when he gave it to me because I mean this is the original in the shrink with the hype sticker. So it kind of felt bad about taking it. But yeah, I love this. I love Purple Rain, and like I said, it has extra sentimental meaning because it's from my friend.
That is cool. What's the price sticker on that, Richard, on the cover, on the front?
$7.90, $7.48.
$7.48, and that was new. Does it say what store it came from?
I'm assuming. Oh, it says Kmart.
Sold for $7.48. You say?
Yeah.
$7.48. And what year did that record come out?
Here, let me look.
I didn't realize there was Kmart's where you live. What year is that record, folks? Is it 83, 85? Anybody? Chime in, please.
Yeah, and I think it's from like 83 or half the date down there. I can't see it. But this is so nice, and it's got all the only thing it's missing is the poster. So I'm working on finding the poster, and then I'll have it to complete it completed.
Yeah, that would be cool. The poster is interesting because we all know that Prince was not very, very tall, but the poster, he looks like he's 8 feet tall compared to the rest of the members. So that was 1984, Richard. And
Yeah, I was thinking it was I was thinking 83 or 84.
And so it sold at Kmart in 1984 for $7.48. And then let's fast forward to 2020. Okay. And the price is $25.
For an original?
No, for a new pressing.
Oh.
Because I sold 2 of them yesterday, Richard. I sold 2 new pressings of Purple Rain, $25 each. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm thinking of getting that new box set that just came. I definitely want to get some more prints in my collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, like I said, I'm a huge fan now.
What would be the next record you would like to get of Prince?
I'm just starting to get. I don't really know many of his records because, like I said, I'm just starting to get familiar with his catalog. Purple Rain is really the only record I know. But if anybody has any recommendations out there, what Prince record I should look into getting next?
That's a good idea. So Richard, his first Prince record that he has and he owns is Purple Rain. What would you guys suggest would be the next title that he should get? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Cheers, Richard.
Cheers.
So I think it's called Around the World in a Day. It's got Raspberry Beret.
Oh, that's my favorite.
That is a wonderful record too. And yeah. Not quite the success of Purple Rain, but hopefully somebody will chime in and let you know what they think you should get next. Mine would be Around the World in a Day. That would be me. But I can see Richard grabbing all sorts of things.
Yeah. I love Raspberry Beret. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's so cool. I remember when that song, I started hearing it in the radio, on the radio. That was really cool. Yeah. I don't
Hey,
think,
you don't mind if I promote my channel for a second, do you? I don't know.
no, go ahead and put a link in the chat so people can go to it.
I just wanted to just say I just wanted to say to anybody out there, if you want to subscribe to my channel, you just punch in my name, Richard Dolin, and I'll come right up. And
Oh, you punch, it'll come right up, just like Dr. Bombay. Call it Dr. Bombay.
yeah,
Richard, you're welcome to put a link to your channel in the comments, and I'll approve it.
I don't.
Richard, just go to YouTube and go to your latest video, and click on share, and then copy the link, and then put it in the chat, and we'll be okay. Or text it to me. I don't know. Anyway, we can do that. So Squirreled Away says 1999, and also originals.
Okay, cool, Squirrel. I'll definitely check those out. I know 1999. I know 1999 is going to be party like it's 1999.
So what came out first, Purple Rain or 1999? I'm not thinking of the timeline. Yeah.
I think that song gets made fun of a lot, 1999. But I think it's a fun little song. I mean,
it's all about what Richard thinks.
Yeah.
Because Richard's the one listening. Prince happens to be the artist of June on that calendar you sent me. All right. I noticed that too. When I'm at the record crate, not only Raleigh, but Wake Forest and Selma, Prince was looking at me. And I was like, quit looking at me, Prince. Play some music. Yeah. Very cool. So, I mean, there were so many records before before Purple Rain, Richard. There was Controversy. There was a self-titled. Yeah, just so much. Just so much. Yeah, I mentioned that, Mike, that your video was up. Yeah, yeah. Have fun. Have fun zooming. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I'm going to zoom. I hear you. I'll be zooming up the road today. Original is the album cover on that calendar. Yeah, it is. But of course, I've seen that image before, Squirreled Away, so I'm not sure if it was Tucked Away. That would be a good YouTube name, Tucked Away. I'm not sure if it was tucked away in another album with that image. I don't know. So much stuff. So much stuff. Well, cool. Richard, you have another one ready?
Yeah. I mean, this is a new record, and everybody's probably seen it. This is the new 50th anniversary edition of Abbey Road. I'm not gonna open this. I've never opened it. I'm not gonna open it. Somebody got it for me as a gift. This is what do I really need to say about this one? Like I said, I'm a Paul McCartney fan first, but I do love the Beatles. But even I have to admit, I think this is probably the greatest piece of music in history.
Well, there you go. Well, very cool. I'm glad you got it. Congratulations on keeping it sealed.
Yeah, I'm not going to open that because I have the CD, the 50th anniversary CD version of it. And if I really want to listen to it, I can.
Cool. Cheers, Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers.
Oh, cool. Rachel's here. Morning, Rachel. Wow, Rachel, it's really early in the morning where you're at.
It's probably, I think it's 6:19 where Rachel is, if I'm not mistaken. And who knows, Richard, she might be part of the 5 a.m. club. The cool people that get up at 5 a.m. and listens to records, plays music, check their emails, get ready for a coffee and vinyl. Yeah, that could be it. East Coast. Yeah, yeah. So the Abbey Road, 50th anniversary. Was that the single disc, Richard? You have?
Yeah, this is just the it's just the regular single one.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Yeah,
haven't gotten. I really want to get the. I haven't gotten the box set yet.
didn't you get some CDs?
Yeah, I got this, and I got the 2-disc CD version.
And it comes with a booklet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to eventually, if they're still out there, get the 50th anniversary. I mean the deluxe one, but
Yeah.
for right now, I just have these two.
Cool. Rachel says, yes, it is 6:19. And yes, Rachel is a morning person. Rachel, today's the first day for Richard being a morning person. And
it might be the last.
You see that sunshine shining on his face? He's enjoying that extra vitamin D. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there you go. All right, Richard, you have something else ready?
Yeah, I have a few more here. Another one that I got from you. Let me try it.
Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to put these right. I'm trying to put these the right way so that people can see them. Something new in the original copy. The Capitol with the Rainbow Swirl. I never really listened to this album. Like I know all the song, every single song on it, but I've never really actually sat down and listened to this as an album. So I'll have to do that.
That's a nice looking cover on there too, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah. A new day dawns, Richard.
Yeah.
Very cool. That is a cool record, and you did get a nice copy from me, Richard, and thank you so much for buying that.
Oh yeah.
You got it at such a bargain too, sir.
Yeah, that was bargain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. Do you have more? So in your library, do you have more of Paul than anyone else?
Yeah, like I said, like I'm just started. I had a big collection when I was a kid, but I was a kid, so I really didn't take care of it. So I'm just starting over again. I have mostly Paul, and a few Beatle records, but I want to just start collecting vinyl from all the artists that I like, not just Paul and the Beatles. So I'm slowly starting to collect again.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
It is a cool cover, Rachel. I really like it.
I've seen some outtakes of that photo session that was used for the cover, and I've seen some photographs that were taken far away, and it shows the whole set, and it's amazing to look at. I have a book that I more recently got, which I need to show off the Beatles finds. I need to do a video of things that I've recently gotten.
You need to do that auction. You've been talking about a Beatle auction, drive me crazy with the Beatle auction. When is this going to be?
Well, it's going to take me a while to gather everything, Richard. And in Wake Forest, because of the pandemic, and because so right now I only have half of Wake Forest open, and the first half of the building is open. The back half is closed to people now, so I'm bringing some things from the back up front. So long story short, Richard, I'm going to take my office. I'm going to empty my office in Wake Forest, move my office in the back, and then I'm going to turn that room, my office, into something very special. And
cool.
Probably where I'm going to end up doing the auction, because it'll be something in that room that's very special.
Well, I got my money ready to go. I'm sitting here waiting for it. I got my money ready to go.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000. All right, Richard's ready. I'm ready to make it happen. Yeah.
I can't afford anything that's like three. I think I know what you're talking about, because you've talked to me about if I'm right, you've talked to me about
Don't
that.
spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, I'm not gonna say what it is, but I think I know what it is. So I can't afford that, but I'm waiting, sitting here waiting. I got my money. And this time I'm gonna get something. And this time I'm gonna get something. Tom Pagnotti's not gonna get all of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there's something in the background now that nobody's commented on. I've had it there for the last 2 or 3 times that I've been live. I'm gonna make myself a little larger and see if anybody notices it.
Looking at it, I can't.
You can't see it. Nobody sees it. Nobody's.
There's a bunch of posters in the background. I can't.
I will outbid you, Richard. Good morning,
Yeah,
Joe.
okay. Oh man, now
Cheers,
Joe.
Joe. Cheers.
It's gonna get interesting now. Joe's here. Oh.
Ah, it's always good when Joe stops by. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Richard, watch out for the people out there. Don't let them get what you want.
I'll get what I want. I always get what I want.
There you go, sir. Yeah, there you go.
I will outbid Joe, and I will outbid Adam.
Watch out! You heard it first, folks.
Tom. I will outbid Joe, and I will outbid Tom. Don't worry about it.
Oh, there you go. Well, cool. Cool. Well, speaking of outbidding, do you have something else to share with us, Richard?
I have a few more here. I mean, I don't know how long if you have to open or whatever.
The Raleigh location is not open today. I just stopped by here to grab some stuff to take to Wake Forest. So Wake Forest opens at noon. So I like that record. So I'll be heading there soon. I'm gonna solo you, Richard. Let's take a look at Richard. All right.
This is as I talked about earlier. I talked about Wing's greatest hits. This is the album that made me love music. Like I said, my uncle played this constantly, and I heard it. I just fell in love with it. And this is a sealed original copy. It's a Mexican copy that I got from my friends at Infinity Records. That's right, Joe. I got it from Infinity. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at me. I got it from Infinity. So yeah, this is a sealed original copy, and I'm just so thrilled to have this in my collection because it's got so much sentimental meaning to me. So yeah, this is an original. I want to get more sealed McCartney original McCartney albums and Beatle albums, or albums that are in the shrink. So this is a good one to start with.
Yeah, that's a very cool record there, Richard. I enjoy listening to that myself. I really do. Yeah. Wings. That's a good one. I agree with you. Joe says I recognize that one. Yeah. So I follow that store, Richard, on Instagram, and
yeah,
so I turn them on so that whenever they post, I get an alert because it's always interesting. I love the fact that the owner of the shop, Joe, Mr. Mayo refers to him as Bazookas Joe, but I love the fact that not only does he post images of records, but he also posts images of Jones Beach and it's like he's very compassionate to animals and he loves animals. So it's just really neat. And then you can always go up there and get you a piece of candy when you go in the store. It's just awesome. I enjoy following other record stores on Instagram because it's encouraging. It really is.
Well, I discovered Infinity from Joe's videos.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for not buying it. Letting me have it, Joe. Like I said, I discovered Infinity from Joe's from Joe's videos, and he probably wishes I didn't discover it now because I buy stuff from them. But
well, that's how I discovered Mr. Mayo channel. It was after I was recovering from my last surgery. I was just like, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't drive. I couldn't go anywhere. I was like a shut-in. So I was like, record stores, what's happening in record stores. So I was searching on YouTube for record stores, and the first video I watched was me, Mr. Mayo, digging through crates.
Yeah.
That was really.
I love the record store videos.
I do too.
I love Dawn's my favorite.
Nah.
Yeah.
Dawn is fun. I enjoy. Darn, my mind just went blank. Joe, who's that cat that I want to go crate digging with? Julio. I love Julio. I love his knowledge. I
He
love
definitely knows his stuff.
about buying records. Yeah, I think he goes shopping with Richie, maybe. Anyway, Julio, I would love to meet Julio one day, and I would love to go crate digging with him. I really would.
Yeah,
he's cool.
He definitely knows his stuff. I'll give him that. He knows his stuff.
Well, I think Mr. Mayo knows that like I vote for more record shop videos because I really like that.
Yeah, I love the record. I vote for more records store videos.
Richard, do you have any Yoko Ono records to show us? You know how I adore Yoko Ono.
Nope, no Yoko.
Okay.
No,
What you got
no
to show us
Yoko.
next? You have something else to show us?
Oh yeah, like I said, I have a few more.
Let's make it happen. Maybe we can wrap it up in about 5 minutes or so. I don't mind going over with you because you're such a wonderful personality and such a
This is another one that I bought from my friends in Infinity. This is a original copy of Paul's 1982 album Tug of War. This was a number one for Paul, one of my favorites. This is in the shrink. It's not sealed, but it's in the shrink. So another one I'm really happy to have. Like I said, I would love to get all. I probably won't be able to get all the Beatles albums in the shrink or sealed because it's going to be really expensive. But I definitely want to get all of Paul's albums in the shrink or sealed. So this is another one that I bought.
Wow, that's cool, Richard. One of my customers from Charlotte who comes down and loves buying the Beatles stuff says, if I can't find it sealed, but if I find it in the shrink, it's almost as good as having it sealed. So
yeah,
I totally understand that.
Yeah, that's really how I am right now. That's really how I am now. If it's not really in the shrink or the or sealed, I really don't want it right now. I mean, later on I'll buy out. I would like to have one of each. I'd like to have a plain copy, one that's a nice copy, but it's like for playing, one that's in the shrink and one that's sealed. So I'd like to have one of each.
Well, that's awesome. Joe's going to be at his record shop this morning, so be sure to tell everyone you said hi, Joe.
Oh, I might have to call it for you. Get there and
What do you call while he's there? And they put you on speakerphone. The next thing you know, you're in the Joe video.
That's happened before. I am actually featured in one of Joe's videos from
Richard, are you the one that calls like you got that Elvis record? Is that you?
No, that's Telephone Paul, but I am actually featured in one of Joe's videos from a long time ago because I called her up and I was looking for Beatle records and Paul records and I that was the first time I called up and I said I'm Joe me Mr. Mayo's friend and then Joe said this is and then Joe chimed in and he said I'm here so I'm actually featured in one of Joe's videos from a long time ago.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Cheers, everybody. All right, Richard, what's another one if you got one ready?
I think this is the last one. This is my this is one from a long time ago. One of the records from my original collection that I salvaged. This is the Blue album, the Beatles Blue album. I haven't really listened to this much, but because I mean I know all the songs on it, but I mean it's nice to have the original copy of it.
That is so cool, Richard. Richard, you
Yeah.
probably know this, but there was a special pressing of that record that was on blue vinyl.
Oh, I don't. Oh, I need that.
Yeah, that was really cool. I will need to speak to Bazooka Joe.
Oh,
What's that?
and I got one more thing to show really quick.
It's okay. Cheers, Richard. Richard's guzzling that coffee. So I'm just going to say, Mr. Mayo, isn't it great that Richard has decided to become an early morning person? He's committed to getting up early now and going to bed early so that he can be part of the coolness that happens in the early part of the day. I think that's just amazing. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for joining us this morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well today, sir. I hope you got that convertible out of your garage and you're ready to drive around because it's going to be a gorgeous day today. Yeah, we'll wait for Richard to come back with his record.
I grabbed 3 more.
Okay, that's totally cool, Richard. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Richard's back with us. All right, Richard, you can show all 3 at the same time if you like, and we can.
So this is my original copy of Paul's 1973 album. This is one of my all-time favorites. Red Bull Speedway. I think it's one of his best albums. I absolutely love it. This is the original. It's got the hype sticker on it. And the inside of it's in beautiful condition. It's got the book, the big book that came inside and everything, and it's in beautiful condition. So,
Wow,
another one I'm glad to have.
Very cool. That is a cool one to have. This is for you, Richard. Morning Rule. I agree there.
I disagree, Joe.
Well, wow, Richard. Well, I think today's a wonderful opportunity to say how this morning rules for you.
And I was saving this one for last because this was going to be like the big finish, but
go right ahead. Whatever you like to show is fine with me.
It's on top, but it's on top.
That is so cool, Richard. That is awesome.
Yeah, this is my Butcher cover. I believe this is an original. A few people have told me that it may be a fake, but I bought it from a really reputable store, so I'm believing it's an original. I've had this for a really long time. It was a Christmas present, but my parents couldn't afford to pay for all of it, so I paid for half of it, and they paid for half. This is, besides my Paul McCartney autographs, this is like the prize, the jewel, the prize in my collection, the thing I'm most proud to have besides my Paul McCartney autographs.
That's awesome, Richard. Congratulations. Yeah. That's very cool. That's quite a record to have. It's quite a record to have. Yeah.
And the last one is.
Oh, there's one more. Let's see.
And the last one is another one of my all-time favorites. This is actually my favorite. This is actually my favorite Paul McCartney album of all time, The Great Venus and Mars. I love the cover of this too. I think the cover is excellent.
I do too.
This is an original. It's not in the shrink or seal, but it does have all the original stuff that came with the album, the stickers, the 2 posters. So
that is awesome. I love the font on there. Yeah, absolutely. So Paul was asking you when you showed your yesterday and today. This is for you, Richard.
Why am I teasing him?
There you go. Just very proud to show off your really cool records, huh? Just trying to figure it out. Donald, let me double check what I'm carrying to Wake Forest. And can I reach out to you after I finish this stream and cool things like that? Thank you, sir. Donald's one of my Wake Forest customers, Richard. Let's see.
Yeah.
So Venus and Mars, good record. I agree with you there, Richard. I love
one of my, like I said, that's another one. Well, I have a connection to all Paul's albums, except the Unbearable Chaos and Creation from 2005. Just my opinion. I just think it's
you don't care for Chaos.
That's putting it mildly. I can't stand
well,
it.
that's totally fine, Richard. Yeah. We all like what we like.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I can't stand it. I kind of wish Paul never made that record, but yeah, I pretty much have a special connection with all of Paul's records. But this one has always been really special to me. Like I said, it's not just one of my favorite Paul McCartney albums. I think I would say this is probably one of my favorite albums in general, not just by Paul, but one of my favorite albums.
Thanks for joining us, Donald. I appreciate it. Cheers, Donald. Cheers, Paul. Cheers, everyone. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Joe to chime in because I made that Chaos comment. I know he likes that album. He likes
that album. Well, that's cool.
I'm waiting.
The picture in the stream, didn't know you had it on CD. Yeah, I've been ordering those, Paul. The little DVD. I'm sorry, the little CD. So it comes with the Yesterday and Today cover, and then it comes with a sticker that has the lab coats and the baby dolls, and you could, if you want to do a paste over, you just apply the sticker over, and it's really fun. But I've been ordering those; they're fun. Yeah. So if you ever want to reach out, I'll be glad to, get one for you. Richard, that coffee is so good. I bet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, does anybody else happen to have Yesterday and Today on CD that has that cover? And it is official release. I've seen some that are fan clubs, if you would. But yeah,
I know Rachel does because I sent her. That was part of her prize for winning my contest. I sent her one of those on CD with the picture that you can paste on the album.
You did.
Yeah,
that was a good treat.
I was hesitant to send that because I hate sending the collector's music because I just assume that they have everything. And she was so excited about that because she didn't have it.
Yeah.
And she thought it was so cool that the picture was in there.
That is so cool, yeah. And so it comes with, it's not in shrink, but it comes with the little bag, and it goes. You can just adhesive, and so you pull that part out and put it in the front, and it's got the OBI strip, so that's really neat. So I ordered one to see what it would be like, and that one sold. And I ordered another one, that one sold. So I'm gonna have to order more and more and more. But it's really neat. It really is, Richard. Yeah. So that was really cool. And let's see what he has. Yes, thanks to Richard. There you go.
You're welcome, Richard.
I'll be glad to, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make a note of that and get it ordered next week. Yeah. Yeah, it's a clever design. Yeah. So when I first ordered it, I saw that it had that photograph of the original image that was on the record Yesterday and Today. And then when it arrived, it wasn't there. I was like, oh, it's got the second cover. And then I was like, any chance it's in there or it's on the back or something? So I took it out. That's when I saw what it was. And I was like,
yeah,
that was a relief. But yeah, that's really cool. Yeah. I wonder if that was ever released. Maybe if Joe's still here, maybe know. Was that ever released on Reel to Reel Yesterday and Today with the original cover?
Oh, and Joe, if you're still here, you should definitely listen to Driving Rain and Press to Play today. If you got time.
I might have to listen to that on YouTube myself, Richard. Cheers, everybody.
No, me and Joe, we just always go back and forth because I enjoy Press to Play and I love Driving Rain, and he hates those two albums, and he likes Chaos, which I can't stand. So we tease each other and we go back and forth.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome, Richard.
Oh, and can you get me a copy of sealed, either sealed or in the screen copy of Driving Rain?
I don't think that's currently available, Richard. You might have to go to a. But I'm
Well,
gonna.
no, I mean it was never reissued. I'm talking like an original.
If you'll send me an email, I will do my best to look for it.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the ones I would like to have, but I mean they're pretty expensive.
I hear you.
Which I can't understand because most McCartney fans hate it, so I don't understand why it's so valuable.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. I was just looking. I'm very tempted to order me a copy of Thrillington. I like listening to that record. I listen to it on YouTube from time to time, and
I've never listened to it. I have it in the archive set of RAM that I bought, that I haven't listened to it yet.
Well, one day you and I were talking about that, and I said, "Would you please listen to it so we can talk about it?" I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for you, and I don't want to influence you in any way, but that's why I would rather you listen to it, and then we could talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like the cover for the Fireman Electric Arguments.
Oh yeah, that's a cool.
I love that cover. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is for Richard. Oh boy.
Joe, I recently. Oh, you want to sell that, Joe? How much you want? I recently tried to give. I recently tried to give Chaos another. I recently tried to give Chaos another chance. I just skipped the songs I like. Because I knew I already liked them. I sat down and I skipped the songs I already liked because I knew I liked them. I said, okay, I haven't listened to this probably since it came out. So, you know what? I'll give this another chance. I'll sit down. I'll skip the songs I already know I like. And I'll just skip to the songs I don't like or I hate. And I'll sit down and I'll listen to all the songs. And I'll go into it with an open mind. And there's just nothing there. It's a depressing, sad. It's depressing, sad, dark, depressing and sad album.
Well, there you go, Richard. Yeah.
It's just not my thing. It's just so
Yeah.
And it's dull. Not even this dark, like Plastic Ono Band I like for some reason, even though it's kind of dark and sad. But not even just as dark and sad, it's dull. I mean, it's just dull.
Yeah. I hear you, Richard. I'll have to listen to it again and yeah, absolutely. Thanks for stopping by, Paul. I hope you have a wonderful day. Donald said he's going to be listening to the Kings today in honor of Ray Davies' birthday. That's awesome. Joe says, I think yesterday and today was released on Reel to Reel, but not with the Butcher cover. Okay, well, that's cool to know. Yeah, that's really cool to know. Yeah, Richard, any final words? I think I probably should get going so I can sneak up to Wake Forest and enjoy the ride up there. It's beautiful today, Richard. It's like 75 degrees right now. I'm gonna put the top back and then just enjoy the cruise. And Richard, big plans for you today?
Like I said, we're not going out to dinner because you can't really do that right now, but we're gonna get something take out, and then we're gonna go see one of my friends. He's an older gentleman.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And he and he's doesn't really have it. He's a father. He doesn't really have any plans today because he has to work. So I don't know if he's gonna see his daughter today or not. So we're gonna go there later, get some food, and go see him later. So that's pretty much
Well,
about
that's
all
cool.
I have planned for
Happy
today.
Father's Day to everybody, and
Yeah.
and everybody's father, and
Yeah.
everybody's father's father. And
Thank you for having me on, Adam. I really
you know,
enjoyed this. I hope
invitation
Sorry.
the invitation is open for you to come in again another time, and also the invitation is open to everyone else to come join me for coffee and vinyl on a beautiful morning. We can have some coffee and talk about vinyl. Yeah.
I hope I didn't bore anybody that isn't a Beatle fan or a Paul McCartney fan.
Oh boy, Richard. Oh boy. No, I think
Yeah.
everybody's good sports. I think
Yeah.
we all know what we like. We all know if we like that eggplant or not. But
Yeah.
so there we go. Well, I want to say thanks everybody for tuning in today. I'm going
Thank
live
you.
a little later this afternoon in Wake Forest with some records for sale. Buy it now, sell. And I do my best to try to come here every morning for coffee and vinyl. Some mornings I just can't get here, so until then, so there we go. And Rachel, I hope you'll be one of my guests one morning, as well as me, Mr. Mayo, Joe, and Paul, and Donald, and Alan C. was a guest. I hope he'll come back soon. And it's just fun, folks. It's amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't want to do too much self promotion here or whatever, but like I said before, if anybody wants to subscribe to my channel, just punch in Richard Dolin and I should come right up. I really appreciate the subscriptions if you would like to subscribe. Like I said, my channel is not just dedicated to Paul McCartney. I talk about lots of other music. So
There you go, Richard. Thank you so much.
and
Everybody?
Joe, you should definitely listen to Driving Rain and Press the Play. Those are great albums. Chaos sucks.
Oh my. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Thank
Be
you,
safe.
guys.
And
Thank you, Adam.
thank you. And we'll talk to everybody really soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.